Okay, everyone, it's good to be here on this glorious Monday afternoon. And before we set space, we'll just go around and say where we are from and what we are going to bring into the circle. And I'll start. My name is Aydrey, and I'm from Northeast PA, and I am bringing in hope and resilience. And I am actually bringing in 2 situations and 9 people. And whoever would like to go next.
I'm going to go next because I may need to kind of go anonymous for a bit. Sharon, I'm here in Darrington, close to the mountains, still working with my daughter and forward movement with her and them. And I'm bringing in great gratitude and divine good. 3 situations, and I am not keeping count. So 3 situations and 6 people. Whoever wants to go next.
I'll go. I'm Linda, and I'm in North County, San Diego. And what I want to bring to the circle is healing. And I have one very important situation, my daughter who's recovering from COVID. So I'm putting that in the circle.
I'm Arlie. I'm in New Zealand. I would like to bring in joy and healing, like so many others have brought in healing this time around. I have 1 situation, 8 people, and a cat. And I'm done.
I'm Sue from Bellevue, Washington, and I want to bring in soul integration for healing.
You want to bring any people in or situations, Sue?
Okay, I'm Angelic, and I'm from the Netherlands, and it's good to see you all again. And I'm happy to be here. And also I bring in healing and love and 9 people and 1 situation.
Go next. I'm Cinda. I'm from Portland, Oregon. I'd like to bring in patience and understanding and 6 people and 1 situation. Thank you.
Kelly here in Portland, Oregon as well. I would like to bring in the stillness of resting in the present moment in the 0 point as something to be grounding. And I would love to bring in 2 situations and 6 people, please. And I'm complete.
Okay. And that is, everybody's gone. Okay, so we are bringing into the group today. Let's set space first. So just take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. With each breath in, you're really bringing in goodness and releasing anything that does not serve your highest good. Any baggage from the day, any cares, any worries. And with each breath in, brings in new light, awareness, peace. And as we sit in this sacred space of sovereignty, we know that we are divinely held and we are cocooned within the red rock vortex, the guardian circle, protocol, hazmat absorption, and the GCC, knowing that this space is sacred. We are held with our divine family. We call in our divine beings of light who want to support us, and anyone else who you want to call in for this journey today, for the sacred circle, where we are held in sovereignty, love, nurturing, and peace. We have 11 situations, 45 people, 1 cat that we know will be tended to by the tag matrix. And we bring in hope, resilience, gratitude, divine good, healing, joy, more healing, soul integration for healing, healing love, patience, understanding, stillness of resting at 0 point and grounding. The sacred space is set. And so it is. And if we can just go around and popcorn what's coming in for everyone when we're ready, and then we will go on our journey after that.
So what I'm finding is that I'm doing some real intense healing on trauma. And the benefit of it is I am able to be centered in the moment easier. There's new awarenesses that are coming to me. I feel lighter. I feel more available. I feel more present. I don't feel like a victim anymore. And the difference is, I was focusing on not being a victim and being the opposite of that. But today it's my experience that I'm not a victim. And it's very different. There's a lot of things I've been trying to be, work to be, prayer and meditation to be. But as a result of the intense work of removing trauma, I am. And it's very different. It's very subtle, but it's very different. So and it's not just me, there's 3 of us that are doing the same thing. 4 of us, 5 of us are doing the same thing. And I've heard feedback from 4. I am excited to heal trauma, and maybe not heal trauma, just remove it. Just remove it. That's what we were doing last Thursday. And then that's what I did after our meditation. And And my son was different. He was just different. Like I'm different. He was different in one day. It's taken me about a month. And I'm excited that this can be done. And what it gives us, what it opens up to being. So I'm complete.
Yes. First of all, I want to really congratulate you, Arlie, with the situation of your husband. And I'm so happy that all our prayers and light have helped and have supported you. And yeah, so. And I hear you, Sue, and I can say I'm in the same place, not being a victim, but really am healing deep trauma. And it's quite a journey, really a journey. And I still feel very fragile emotionally, but that's a different thing than being a victim. And I notice how, I mean, I never thought I had so many tears. There are so many tears. And crying is so cleansing and so, releasing for everything which is there in the moment. And the picture is clear. That's a very comforting feeling. Really, for me, it's very important to understand in a deeper level, because I have been half of my life in a situation where I really didn't understand anything what was happening. So I'm grateful for that. And doesn't make it easier, but it's it's clear, and that's totally fine. So yeah, that's where I am, and I'm grateful. So thank you.
So next, I'm really excited. A few months ago, maybe 4 months ago, I started my 7 days of grace, and it's 7 days over 7 weeks. Sometimes it takes longer, sometimes it goes shorter, depending on the group I'm working with. But we just wrapped up my third round of 7 days of grace and opening enrollment for my fourth round. And what I've created from that is a group called Grace 911. And those people who've gone through the 7 days of grace, we participate whenever there is a concern or a fear of something that someone is either going through or someone they love is going through, or an event in the world that they are specifically concerned about. They bring it to the group, they shout out Grace 911, and then the rest of the group holds space and supports and brings that divine feminine healing energy of grace to that person, that friend, or that situation. And it's been remarkable. And yesterday we had our first Grace 911 gathering, and it's, I'm just awed by the people, and there's so much reverence for this divine energy. And I'm swimming in gratitude, especially during this time of year. So, thank you.
I'll, so, Quinn's roommate's mom is out safely, and they've been staying here with me. And he went home. They all went back to college, so she's here with me. So that's been pretty darn interesting, to say the least. Lots of triggers going along everywhere and every which way, and the dynamics of everything. And it's just been a real interesting time. But I'm glad that I could support her in her journey to safety, and helping her have a space that she can be safe and figure out where she needs to land. And that's what I've been navigating. And I'm complete.
So I'll go along with you have a concern and I have a concern. And I'd love to know how to join the Grace 911 because my daughter isn't in danger health-wise. I mean, she's tired, very tired, and she's got all the after effects. I came back from a group I did on San Juan Island to knowing that she was very, very, very ill. And she's on the recovery side, but she's dealing with depression a lot. And I think that is probably one of the side effects of COVID. But I really feel the need for support and help for her. That's what's going on with me.
Linda, have you put in for a code love?
Code love, what's that?
Sharon sends out a notice to everybody who is asked to be a part of it. And you put in your request for being held in healing circles in the code love. So you send it to Sharon.
Okay, so I'll just email Sharon and ask for code love. Okay, I also am interested in Cinda's Grace 911. I love that too, but thank you. I pretty much want to offer as much as I can because I feel a bit helpless. You know, I'm her mom, and there's only so much I can tell her, you know. But I can feel that she's really feels really, what's the word? She's going through self-worth, big self-worth issues, you know. But thank you.
Linda, I'll be happy to put your daughter into the Grace 911 and have our team pray on it. And then I highly recommend the Code Love as well.
Okay.
Two totally different groups.
Thank
that-
you.
Yeah.
I'll take it all. Her name is Jamie, just in case anybody.
Jamie? Okay.
Yes.
I'll do that right now.
Thank you.
So I find myself in a very interesting place, a place that I never thought I would find myself. And lovely and glorious, surprising nonetheless, to be asked to begin speaking with groups to teach them all about the cryptocurrency markets and empowering others to really step into their financial futures. So that has been just something, you know, it's funny because I'm a numbers girl. I see the numbers, I get it, you know, but I'm not a numbers girl. Don't ask me what 2 + 2 is. For the most part, I can't do quick math in my mind. But so I have been asked to put together another type of program for a group. And so just leaning into that as this next part of what I'm supposed to do in the world, and just claiming it and not feeling that I'm not worthy of it, because it's just shown itself to be where I need to be showing up in support of that for others on their journey and understanding. So that has been continuing to snowball in a beautiful, lovely way. And just being present with it in every moment and every opportunity to be of service in that well. Because that is, there was a part of me that was struggling like, well, what is, because I'm so esoterical. I mean, I live in the world of all things esoteric. And I was at times battling, well, this doesn't seem very esoterical. And is this really what I need? So anyway, I've been able to marry the two very, very well, and continue to just let the presence of every moment and the waters of consciousness flow and take me where I need to be. And so it is. And so that's where I find myself. And it's been extraordinarily, surprisingly lovely.
And I can validate that, Kelly. You are lovely as our cryptocurrency leader. You are so filled with knowledge, and there's so much trust by all the people that you have been supporting. So yes, I agree. It is something you should be doing because it is so needed right now. Wow.
Yes. So we are going to go on our journey. And as we could journey, we know that everything that comes to us, that is given to us, that is shown to us, is for our highest good and for the good of humanity, for the information that comes to us. We are thankful and grateful. And we will come back in 10 minutes. Everybody come back to full awareness, completing your journey. Wiggling your fingers, toes. Taking a deep breath in. Focused and centered and grounded. And we'll just do this popcorn style.
So I didn't really go a whole lot of anywhere, but what I did was I felt a shake. And so to me, that's an earthquake, right? I'm like, well, wait, was there an earthquake? Haven't been looking at earthquakes, haven't thought of earthquakes for a long time. So I just looked and it was an earthquake and it said 9. It's like, dang, 9's a big earthquake. Is there a 9 earthquake out there? Anyway, this is my own rhetoric in my mind. But there was one 6.39 in Japan. So anyway, that's where they showed me, was that there was an earthquake. So that's what I just saw. And that's all that I was given. And so, yeah, so I have a connection with them. Earthquakes a lot. They will pop into my sphere. So I have this little earthquake watcher thing that actually shows me the earthquakes all over the globe. So that's where I went to go see it. So that was kind of cool. Not that it was in Japan on the ocean. Whether or not there's a tsunami in effect, I have no idea, but it's always fun, so to speak, when you get confirmations of things. So I am complete. Thank you.
I'll go next. Linda, I worked with Grace to surround your daughter Jamie with her healing blanket and ask that her depression be lifted and that your anxiety be relieved. And then I worked with Richard, Arlie's husband. I hope he's healing well, Arlie, from his surgery. Oh, good. Okay. And yeah, so, and then I had some other people that were in my Grace 911. So I just took this opportunity to travel in that beautiful, glorious energy. So thank you, Aydrey. Beautiful.
Are you complete, Cinda? Okay. So I'm so touched that you did that, and you definitely picked up on my anxiety. I was feeling a little panic when I realized that this was something that wasn't physical. It was something that is affecting her in a different way. So I heard the words as soon as we went into the journey space: create the story of resilience. And I believe that's what she will do. I'm not sure, but that's what I believe I heard. And then I sort of kept asking to show me, and I saw this green energy that was the shape actually of an arrow. I thought it was a sword, but it's kind of an arrow shape. And it was, wider and then went down to a point. I think that's healing energy, and then I did see the face, actually one side of a face of an eye, and it was a sort of animal head. And that keeps showing up for me, but I don't actually have any meaning for it. And then finally, I saw those purple flashes that I see often when I go into journey space. So I'm complete and I am very grateful.
This was a little different for me. I have a great nephew I'm worried about. We're all worried about. And again, I can't do anything with him, around him or for him, but to hold his mother in grace and love and use my technique on her, and she will intuitively know how to help him. And it was, so I did that. And then I asked if that was enough and was told no. So I kept going with her. And she just feels so open to it. And it felt good that maybe something would help her, because he's so difficult, and has been so difficult for many years that, I mean, he could destroy her. So then I was led to hold Linda in the space that Linda will intuitively know how to help her daughter. And that's what you just did. And that, so I was going to send energy for Aydrey's friend, and it was like, send it to Aydrey. And Aydrey will know what to do with her friend. And it just felt more gentle that way, and it felt more loving that way. And it just felt more powerful that way. So for each one, I just sent some kind of energy that you mentioned in the opening for each one of you. And I didn't have to know what you needed. I could just send the energy, and that would help you intuitively know something. And I just found that very interesting. So I am complete.
For a while now, I've been talking about going back to Abraham and Sarah's tent way back when, and doing some healing around the story of the sacrifice of Isaac. I don't know if people know the story. Do you know it, or should I capsulate it? You know it? Okay. So I went back to Abraham and Sarah's tent in the desert, and my guide said today is the day, but they started me way far away from the tent in the desert. And I had to slog through the sand and the wind and walked up to the tent, and I found Sarah over by the fire. And I told her that I was from the future and I had a message, and would she hear it? And Sarah looks at me like this is an everyday occurrence. She had an expression on her face like, this is a woman who has seen some shit, and this isn't even unusual for her. So I told her that Abraham is listening to voices, but not every voice is God. Every voice is the power of goodness that she thinks it is. Not every voice is there for all good. And I asked her to reach out with her senses and see what she could feel. And did she feel anything that was off? And she did, and she was surprised. She had just kind of accepted all of this as being the way things are, and there's no judgment attached. When you hear a voice, the voice is the voice, and you do what the voice says. You don't get to judge it. So I told her that she has the power to do something about this off feeling And then everything just went bluey, and there's something else there that I need to deal with later, a lot more there. And there was a jump to the end of the story, but I want to know what the middle part is before we jump to the end of the story. So I'm just going to leave it there with, I went back to finally work on the story of Abraham, Sarah, and Isaac, and a thing seems to be happening, and I am complete.
Okay. Just before the journey started, I already felt that Archangel Michael standing behind me and to take me on a journey, to take me on this journey. And he brings me to the Angelic Realms. It's an incredibly crowded, at the same time, soft and harmonic energy. All is arranged systematically in a most logical way. And the different layers we are traveling through are all populated by different orders, groups, and colors. I travel with my spiritual team and Michael, and I feel I'm lifted, and that I no longer have any weight to carry around, nor physically, mentally, or emotionally. We arrive at a space of blue, translucent light and energy and form, and there I am showed all of our various worlds within one. I know that all we experience is in the right order and planned to be rebalanced, what has been lost. It feels as an overwhelming flow of recreating harmony on all levels of Earth and other worlds. The angelic energy is harmonizing, healing, weaving the energies around and in all worlds in order to blend these and all inhabitants in a most harmonious and balanced way. And I'm convinced that all is becoming whole, strong, and full of light in the end. Thank you.
Beautiful. So I've been feeling that there's been an earthquake coming, Kelly. I've been watching for days now. So thank you for that confirmation. Today's journey for me started out with my mom as her younger self as a milkmaid in a little coal town that she lived in, and me talking to her from her future as who I am now. And Divine Mother was there, and just reminding her to be strong and carry through, and about her resiliency, and that her devotion to the divine feminine carries through in me. I think that was the big message for me, to just know that, my mom's faith in divine feminine is really bleeding through now. And then I went back in time to generations, and then it was like all these tribes of women, and it wasn't just one tribe. I was like, okay, you're all getting the evolutionary blueprint downloaded, and this is what we're going to do. And it was like, I'm like, but there's a lot of them. And it's like, that's okay. You can do a lot now. You don't have to do sections of tribes. Go and do it to all the tribes and empower all the tribes. And I called in the PTO, the SSR, and the GCC to take the blinders of injustice off, to have them all removed. And they were tending to that. So, and I am complete. So, yeah, thank you, ladies, for being here, and coming along in the journey and sharing and yeah, just being those beacons of light and hope for everybody. So we can unmute and say our goodbyes.
I love Arlie. Tell me about Richard. Can you get me caught up really fast?
I can. Richard's healing has the surgeons actually tap dancing with joy. He had 3 surgeons. He had an osteo, oh my God, brain surgeon, neurosurgeon, and a vascular surgeon. And they cannot believe how much work they got done, much more than they thought they were going to be able to do. His healing, they sent him home from the hospital a full day early. They were contemplating sending him home 2 days early because he was healing so rapidly. He's here at home now. He's on minimal pain med. He takes it basically at night. He's walking beautifully. He can't twist or bend, but he's doing stairs. He was doing stairs the day after surgery, which they also found unbelievable.
Oh.
So yeah, but I guess the main part is they were able to do, they accomplished everything they set out to accomplish, and they were able to do even more, which was a great big surprise package. And I think that all of this has to do with a number of people who are pulling for my husband and who are doing energy work. And I want to thank you all who held him and held his surgeons. This is one for the books, they think, because of the rapidity and the amount and so on and so forth. So yeah, it's been
Thank you.
really
Great
good.
news. Wow. Yay, Richard. Phew.
Yeah.
And you said he's taller.
He is. That's the best thing. Cinda, 41 years we've been married. 41 years I've been taller than my husband. He's grown an inch.
Wow.
He's taller than me. They straightened out his scoliosis and he shot right up. He's like 5'3" now.
That's awesome.
Beautiful.
I love it. I love it. That's beautiful. May I offer something that keeps on coming in, Arlie? It has to do with the sands. There's a mouse that has big ears. That's a sand mouse, whatever, sand rodent. And it collects the water in its ears. That's how it survives. And for some reason, I keep on seeing that mouse scampering around Sarah and whatever it is, that whole time frame. And it keeps on showing me all the water it's collecting in its ears. And so to me, that's the survival, right? That's survival. A mouse knows how to live on the desert because of the water, but it's also to me the sacredness of the water. And I don't know what sacred water has to do within the story outside of the fact that it's a sacred story. I don't know all the ins and outs. So I just wanted to offer that.
Thank you. I'll look into that for sure.
So does anybody recognize rocks and stones if you just come across a rock and know that there's something inside of it? You do, Angelique?
So yeah, I'm not sure if I always do, but I do sometimes, yes.
Okay, I have a rock I would like to show you,
Good. Put on my glasses.
but I don't have it here. It's downstairs. It's
Well-
2 floors down.
Okay. Well, we can do it. We can Zoom. We can do Zoom call together.
Okay, that would be great.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
You could take a picture of it and also put it in Slack. There might be,
Yeah.
that
so
way
the
a
rest
bunch of us could look at it.
Okay, I was on a walk. I walked
But-
past the rock that shouldn't have been where it was. And I heard you passed it, go back. And it was
Yeah.
like, well, it's not my rock. Go back. I went back. I had to carry this heavy rock home, all the way home, like a mile.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what they do. Did I did I ever show you? I was in Greece and I was on a stone beach with I don't know how many pebbles. I really don't know, millions maybe. And I was walking there with Robert, and then all of a sudden, this stone person called me.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Really, really called
Wow.
me. I want to go with you. I want to go home with you. Among all the and the other side is amazing too. Look at this.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really, and then if you imagine that there were so many stones and then you just walk there and there's one stone just calling for you, like, keeping a flag. Hi, here I am. I want to come with you. I want to come home with you. So yeah, that happens many times. Yeah. So yeah, stones are very precious to me.
Mm.
Yeah.
Beautiful story. Beautiful stone.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Stones are really, really amazing. Really, they carry the oldest knowledge of the Mother Earth. We're the first inhabitants of the Mother Earth, and they have all this wisdom in the stone libraries stored in themselves. So yeah, it's wonderful. You can talk to them. Just start talking with your rock.
I will.
Yeah, you should better do.
And
Yeah.
Sue, it doesn't matter even if, Angelique can't recognize it, or if it's, doesn't have
No,
a name. It's how you feel with it is how you're meant to work with it. So I'm very curious to see it and why it called to you. And then, but I'd also like to know, how it makes you feel when you're around it, what you feel it's presented itself to you for.
Yeah, you can also ask why it wanted to come with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why?
Because it has a monetary value. I was told
Mm.
go back and get it. You asked for another source of money. Go back and get it.
Good.
Good.
Beautiful.
We'll
Oh
see.
my God, wouldn't it be magic if it turns out this thing is something like ambergris, which is worth $1,000 for a tiny little bit?
Well, this I have
Angelique,
walked
I
this.
can't wait until you find out what it is. I can't wait. Sue.
I've walked this little path over and over and over again. It was never there before. So we'll see. I'll take a picture of it. I'll put it on Slack and see if anybody else can tell me anything. Thank you, you guys. You're awesome.
Yes, thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Audrey.
And Aydrey, where can we get your book?
Aydrey.
My book is on Amazon now, ebook and hard copy. My niece ordered a paperback and she received it already.
What's the title?
Awesome.
Yeah, Out of the Shadows.
Out of the Shadows.
And she has a new website, Audrey Yagala.
And-
It's beautiful.
And it's beautiful. Kelly did
Put
a
it
beautiful
on. Put that on Slack too. Put that on
Okay.
Slack.
Okay, I will. Yes, very exciting times.
Exciting.
Very much so. Thank you for asking. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. So we will see each other next week. Enjoy the week. Enjoy the journey, and remember to breathe.
Yeah,
Right.
Thank you.
Love
Thank
you
you.
guys.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you.
Mhm.